Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 690, and as you can see, it's one of those episodes that I record at the end of the day from home. Although I was hoping to get it recorded back in Rosnaula or Rosnaula, either in the sauna or in the car, but it was a bit chaotic today, and I didn't get a chance to do that. So it will be a fairly quick one about Wednesday because it's about back vlogging or back journaling. So I will be talking about what happened yesterday. And I titled this episode The Fall because of one specific incident that happened in the evening. But before I do get to that, I'll just give you a quick overview. So yesterday we tried and deployed sauna, not in the morning, but closer to lunchtime. And it was very windy. It is generally very windy in the last couple of days. And by windy, I mean it's blowing hard. It's a very strong wind that is, even for our standards, where we have a very windy coast, it's on the upper scale. And for that reason, the swells and the tides are bigger than expected. But at lunchtime, it was a low tide, so there was a possibility to get on the beach. And we drove onto the sand, but immediately we saw the difference. Usually, Rasnaula, the beach, the strand, it's like obviously the sea or ocean always brings a little bit of weeds onto the sand, but in general, the beach, when it's uncovered and the water pulls out, it's very flat and nice and even and well beaten up. So it looks like a really wide stretch of sand, clean stretch of sand. This time it was not only not super flat, but a bit of a griddle, but there were weeds everywhere. So it was spotted like somebody, I don't know, thrown a trash everywhere. Obviously it was just organic stuff and they were weeds, but it looked not nice, to say the least. So we knew that the waves are still strong, the wind was blowing hard, so we deployed the sauna, we warmed it off, but it was very, very quiet. Even though there were plenty of people on the beach, there was no interest whatsoever to get into the sauna. Well, closer to the end, we've got some leads, potential leads that people are going to return, supposed to, but we know that people say different things and then the reality is slightly different. So we got discouraged pretty fast, and we knew that lunchtimes were usually a miss. This wasn't different, so after about 2 hours we returned home, went to the shop, got some groceries and prepared stuff to make sure that Elizabeth and Julian have products to prep the dinner while I went in the evening for the evening deploy. And this is where it started being a bit tricky, because when I arrived, obviously the tide was already coming in and it was already very little possibility to be at the beach with the car. So a lot of people parked along the side of the road where I stay with sauna when the beach is unavailable. And it was really packed, so I had to stop the car and the sauna in a little bit of a skewed way, or a bit of an incline, but the side of the sauna was inclined. And so it wasn't like it was upwards or downwards in terms of front back, but it was just the side of the sauna was a bit higher because of the sand and the dune that I kind of rid a little bit on top of. So I wasn't planning to serve people from there because I don't like when the sauna is not even the trailer. But at least I wanted to start fire up and clean it up, make it ready, basically, and wait for the space to free up front. And I got approached by two very nice ladies that were already using our sauna, and they were asking if they can go to the sauna, and I said that it's not warmed up and just started, and they just wanted to get into the cozy place because it was very windy. They were cold, just straight out of the water. They had the robes, but it's better, and they wanted to smell that wood and look through the window and just sit there and relax. So I said, listen, okay, no problem, you can go in, but it's not hot, so just keep that in mind. It will take time until it warms up. And they were fine, they just needed 15 minutes or something. And as we walked to the back of the sauna, in a split second, something happened. One of the ladies was too rushed to get to the sauna, and I guess that split second where we were talking and she made a move to step on the trailer and grab the door opened, and she lost her balance and she fell on her back. Fortunately, she didn't hit any part of the trailer, like the corners or anything, but she kind of landed on the back on that hard sand and hit her head slightly into the pavement, which was, it brought shivers to my spine because I know how dangerous concussions might be, especially in older ages, and these ladies are probably around 60 or so. So it's not old, but it's already around the age where, you need to be more careful with injuries because body is not responding as good as it used to in earlier years in terms of recovery and fixing stuff. And concussions are always dangerous, in my opinion, because while most of them are just nothing and will never develop into anything, small percentage might develop to something really big, and you never know which of the concussions is bad. So I helped her stand up and sat her on the trailer. We had a chat. She said there was nothing really except for the pain that she had from hitting the head, but she didn't have any flashes or any dark stuff or any consciousness problems or dizziness. Everything was fine. So I offered them help, and if they need anything or any water, they were fine. They went to the car to rest a bit, and when she kind of was sure that everything is okay and she feels good, they returned back, and I led them carefully to the trailer, to the sauna. It was already heated up because of that incident. We had extra time that the stove got the temperature right, and sauna already started heating up, so they enjoyed the short session in the sauna. And when they were coming back and wanted to pay, I said, listen, that's on us. Even though, it wasn't really our fault. Well, my only fault might have been that I let them in when the sauna was a bit on an incline, but it wasn't the cause of the incident itself, because they went safely to and from sauna afterwards. It's just I think that excitement took over, and as we spoke to that lady, she said that she wasn't expecting, well, she was expecting the door to open inwards, and when she grabbed the handle, the door opened outwards, and that's why she lost the balance. So that's unfortunate, but fortunate. And the most important thing is that I hope that she feels well, and when they come back next time, we'll have a chat, and I'll check on them what's the story, and if she feels any of it anymore. But yeah, that already drained me mentally on that day, and the rest was a bit dull. The day was very empty. Well, maybe not empty. We had a couple of bookings and some walk-in, so it wasn't bad. But again, it wasn't any of those good days in terms of revenue. And this week and the last week, they were very quiet. So we expected to pick it up a little bit soon. And in the evening, I was blocked a little bit by cars, so I couldn't reverse the trailer, so I stayed until dark. And when the tide subsided a little bit and the sand was still soft, I went on a reconnaissance and checked, and felt like I might be able to drive onto the beach and just do a small turn and go back home, instead of reversing in the complete darkness in between the cars and risk hitting anyone. And this is what I did. It was a bit scary because it was dark, sand was very soft, and there was a lot of weeds that provide that slippery surface where the car might kind of busk there. But fortunately, I did a nice turn and went back home. So it was a tiring day. Today was a bit more mentally draining, but about it I will be talking tomorrow. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your time, as always. You can see I'm quite tired, so have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on the globe, and stay tuned for the next episode. See you again tomorrow.